DBA HR Solutions Limited is a generalist HR consultancy that provides a wide array of high-quality and focused services to organisations in the UK and overseas markets. Founded in 2005 and based in Stockton-on-Tees, North East England, DBA's highly qualified and experienced consultants give them the flexibility to work with enterprises of all sizes, from SMEs to multinationals.
The brief history of DBA HR Solutions is that we established ourselves in 2005. After a number of years in the corporate environment, decided that it was a good time to try and sell my wares to the outside world and give myself the freedom. It was a kind of a demon inside me, really, I guess, that needed to be exercised, if nothing else. And I decided to investigate what to do for a period of several months, actually, before finally taking the plunge.
DBA normally works alongside its client's existing internal human resources department, synergistically adding expertise and experience to provide the best possible solutions. All the consultants they use on their projects are fellows of the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development. This guarantees you qualified consultants that have worked to senior strategic levels in their careers, as well as having the underpinning professional knowledge. They choose their consultants for their ability to produce effective results at all times. Able to help with just about any aspect of human resources activity, from one-off projects to dynamic change processes, DBA offers services in 6 key areas, including executive search and recruitment for directors, managers and specialist technical personnel, provision of contract and interim personnel for a broad variety of managerial and specialist technical requirements, management and staff development, ranging from one-time-only programs to delivering multi-modular blended learning to large numbers of personnel over several months, contracted out HR services, typically in the field of recruitment, completion of HR projects involving one or multiple consultants and delivered exactly to a client's specification. The subject areas for these are very varied, but cover things such as TOOP transfers, job evaluation, and reviews of terms and conditions. DBA also covers the fundamentals of HR, designing or reviewing any policies, practices, procedures, and documentation associated with HR in the organisation. And finally, outplacement of staff made redundant to help them find alternative employment. Working to the philosophy that honesty and integrity come free, DBA's enthusiastic results orientation and detailed project management acumen is at the heart of its passion to get things done to the satisfaction of every client.
I guess some people would strip it out of the basics in business excellence to say that what it's all about is the delivery of the product, the service to your customer, such that the customer has not only found what it wanted, but probably found that little bit extra as well. It must always hurt inside if you get a bit of feedback that says something's not quite right. And I get that as a personal feature in me. And I know I have to be careful in terms of taking that too personal at times, but then I can, at least if I've got the feedback, I can work on it and I can improve. And that's a constant improvement process that never ends until the day you decide to hang up your boots and go off and do something else. So why outsource an HR function? And essentially some people within HR may see that as relatively threatening, particularly if you are looking at the outsourcing of fairly major swathes of the HR tasks and duties and responsibilities. But it does provide them with opportunities. If you look at the fundamental principle really of HR was to reduce the size of personnel departments, devolve the decision making out to the lines, devolve the sort of day-to-day management of people out to the lines, therefore freeing up the HR team to be able to work on this more strategic, long-term thinking, long-term planning, creating the environment for success, looking at all that stuff. Then the outsourcing will provide you that opportunity, that resource. You then have to decide on what basis are you going to look for that type of resource. You have to look for the competencies that exist within the suppliers in order to be able to provide that outsourcing. I know some of my HR colleagues might say at this point, they would look aghast at the screen and say, hang on a second, you can't do that. But one of the things was to say, to what extent would you as an HR professional actually work yourself out of a job? The principle was you could. The reality is you probably won't, because you will still find plenty to do as an HR professional. What you may be able to do is to release yourself from some of the day-to-day repetitive tasks that exist in any job, and certainly do when it comes to the administration issues to do with the day-to-day activities, whether it's on recruitment, whether it's on training and development, some of the day-to-day activities that are just not developing and growing you as a professional, as an HR professional. And if you can free yourself up from those tasks and focus on how you contribute as a true business partner within an organisation, then you get much more credibility as a HR professional. So there's advantages there for the HR professional. For the organisation, I have to say that some organisations may find it the most sensible thing to do. They believe they've reached the point in their development where they believe that the HR team is not at the core of what they need to have, or they're under such cost constraints that they can't afford to sustain an HR function. And that happens, and we can't walk away from that as an HR professional. I know one of my previous bosses calculated his own redundancy 12 times that he can remember. So it happens. And if that's the case, then we can help out organisations because they buy from us exactly what they want for as much as they want, but no more than that. In terms of the sort of the type of service offering, I don't think that will change. We will still offer the core strands of our business to our clients because our clients keep asking us for that. And that, I'm not going to argue with the client. That's not the right thing to do at the end of the day. It's the right thing to do is provide the client with what they're really looking for. And then after you've completed the project or a particular task, then you hopefully walk away with a smile on your face, knowing that they've put a smile on the client's face. I guess in terms of the outsourcing arena, in terms of how people outsource, I certainly would like to do some more outsourcing on a scale that we're currently doing. We're currently offering outsourcing, not only just in a sort of a one-off project level, but equally the outsourcing of whole recruitment functions, the whole training functions. We can outsource those areas, and we're doing it with success, with continued success.